Chosen one, don't ignore this message. It's not just another video, not just another scroll. Tonight, September 13th, something sacred is happening behind the scenes, and if you don't unplug, you won't receive it. The universe is constructing something major for your timeline, but the download? It can't land in noise. This moment is not random. It's a celestial checkpoint, a frequency alignment disguised as just another evening. But it's not just another evening. Right now, something is moving in the quantum field. It's subtle, it's quiet, it's deep. And if you've been feeling drained, distant, overwhelmed, or like you're standing still while something massive is building behind you, you're not crazy. You're in alignment. You're tuned in, you're being positioned, your body already knows. That ache in your neck, that sudden resistance to screen time, that inner pull to just stop everything for a second, that's your system begging for spiritual bandwidth. The signs have been building all week. You've been dreaming more vividly, seeing numbers like 111, 222, and 1212 without trying, running into old names, strange delays or tech glitches that seem oddly symbolic. That's because your energy field is receiving preparatory signals. But the final download, the core, upgrade, can only come through stillness, through disconnection from artificial frequencies, through space. Tonight is not about just taking a break. It's a celestial reset, the kind you signed up for before birth. Chosen one. Your phone is not evil, but it's a portal. And tonight, it's a clogged portal. Everything that's been projected into your mind, conversations, comparisons, confusion, has been circling your aura like smoke. And the universe cannot install clarity in a cloud. Tonight, that stops. Because tonight, you are being called to step into your energetic sanctum. You've been praying for alignment. You've been begging for answers. You've been waiting for a breakthrough. Well, this is how it arrives. Not with fanfare, not with lightning bolts, but in a whisper. And that whisper only comes when you unplug. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you heard your own thoughts? Without a notification, a ping, a reel, or a text cutting in? When was the last time you let your soul lead the conversation? Because tonight, your soul wants to speak. And not just for 5 minutes. Not in between distractions. It wants you present. Fully. Here's what's happening cosmically. The universe is realigning energetic grids. Think of it like puzzle pieces moving in the dark. Except those pieces are opportunities, relationships, soul contracts, and timeline shifts. Right now, on September 13th, those pieces are starting to click into place. But only if you're not interfering. And guess what interferes? Stimulation. Scrolling. Mindless input. You were never meant to consume this much noise. Your nervous system is sacred technology. Your energy field is intelligent. But it's being jammed by overconsumption. The irony? You keep reaching for your phone because you want to feel better. But every time you touch it, you feel worse. It's not the content, it's the connection. You're plugging into things that don't hold your frequency. Chosen one, your aura isn't just sensitive. It's evolving. You're being upgraded into a new bandwidth, and the old one, the one your phone keeps feeding, is grating against your evolution. That's why everything feels louder, heavier. Why your screen makes your eyes burn even when you're not tired. Why small talk feels unbearable. Why you want to cry without knowing. Why? It's because your body is ready to detox from noise, and this isn't metaphorical. It's energetic. Fact. You're approaching a quantum handoff. The old timeline is collapsing. The new one is hovering, and tonight is the gateway. but the door won't open unless you go. Still, this is where you choose. Stay online, stay in the loop, stay distracted, or unplug, reset your field, and download your next divine instruction. What happens if you stay online? You'll notice heightened anxiety, a sense of fogginess, overthinking, random arguments, or tech misfires. It'll feel like your energy is leaking, and you won't know why, because staying connected to low-vibration loops creates spiritual static, and that static pushes back the alignment you've been working toward. But if you unplug, even for just one evening, you'll feel it, the stillness, the shift, the softness in your chest as clarity returns, the way your thoughts slow down and your body finally exhales. That's not relaxation, that's realignment. You're not missing out by disconnecting, you're syncing up with your soul, and in that sacred silence you will notice a feeling of being held, a sense that your dreams are returning, inner messages arriving without effort, breath that feels deeper than usual, a clarity that feels impossible to explain. That's what the universe is stitching together behind the scenes. That's the something huge it's building. And Part 1B? That's where we go even deeper. Into the signs you'll see after tonight. The 3-day spiritual detox window, and what exact rituals and intentions to perform to lock in this divine shift. But remember, none of it matters unless you choose silence now, because the gateway won't open later. It's open now. So, if you're ready, if you can feel that this message is not random, if your soul knows it's time, then let go. Unplug. Make space. So now that you've chosen stillness, chosen silence, and unplugged from that constant digital current, what happens next? Let me show you what few ever notice. Within the next 3 days, your energy field will begin recalibrating. Not in a loud way, not in a fireworks and flashes way, but in the way the moon pulls tides. Quietly, powerfully, relentlessly. This is what the universe does when it's about to install a new reality. You've likely heard people talk about downloads, but what you're entering into now is an energetic contract activation. It's not just a download, it's a restructuring. Your soul has timelines that must now merge. And for that merge to happen, your system must be clean from overstimulation, comparison, and artificial dopamine. Here's what to expect during this 3-day energetic window. Day 1, Sept 14. You'll feel tender, like your heart is open and vulnerable. This is not weakness, it's spiritual sensitivity. Avoid confrontation. Journal instead. Listen to what bubbles up. Day 2, Sept 15. You may feel intense emotions, like sadness or joy, for no obvious reason. This is your emotional body releasing residue. Don't label it, just let it go. Day 3, Sept 16. This is Integration Day. You'll feel clearer, lighter, more focused. You might wake up early, feel motivated to declutter, or take sudden inspired action. That's the upgrade anchoring, the important part. Don't rush it. Every shift in your life begins with energy. Most people try to change their reality with effort. You, chosen one, are learning to change it with alignment. That's why you've been feeling off lately. Because you've been operating from old bandwidth, trying to move into new instructions, but you can't access new instructions on outdated frequencies. That's why tonight was sacred. Unplugging wasn't just a detox, it was a signal to the universe that you're ready. And in return, the universe sends you signals too, but they don't come through Wi-Fi, they come through numbers. You'll start seeing 333, 555, 444 in strange places. Timing. You'll think of someone and they'll call. Dreams. vivid messages, symbols, or visitations. Physical signs: tingling in your crown or heart, sudden chills, syncs. These are not coincidences. They are confirmation. Chosen one. This world is shifting fast. People are distracted, drained, divided. But you were sent here to stay awake during the noise, to hear what's behind the chaos, to feel what others ignore, to act when everyone else hesitates. That's why you get tired more easily, because your body processes more. That's why your alone time feels sacred, because your aura recharges in silence. That's why technology often feels like too much, because your soul remembers a time before the noise. So don't second-guess your sensitivity. It's not weakness. It's not laziness. It's your compass, and it's guiding you. Now the universe is constructing something big, not just for the world, but for you. Conversations are lining up. Paths are being cleared. Doors you forgot even existed are unlocking. But they require the new you, the uncluttered you, the version of you that waited, that listened, that trusted the silence. So here's what I want you to do tonight and tomorrow. Light a candle. Sit in front of it, in silence. Ask this out loud. Universe, I am ready to receive the next step. Then say nothing else. No scripting, no manifesting. Just sit, breathe, watch. You'll notice the flame flicker. You'll feel your body soften, and somewhere deep in your being, a message will land. You won't need to write it down. You'll remember it because it came from inside you, from before you were born. Because this moment tonight isn't just about detaching from the phone. It's about reattaching to the source. The real power doesn't come from scrolling. It doesn't come from comparing. It doesn't come from consuming. It comes from creating, from being, from tuning in so deeply that you become the message. That's what the universe is offering you now. But only if you're quiet enough to hear it, only if you're still enough to hold it, only if you're ready to let go of what the world says matters and step into what your soul knows is real. So chosen one, let's seal this activation together. In the comments, drop, I unplug, I align, I receive, or type 111 if you're ready for the next chapter. Because what's coming is not small, is not random, is not for the crowd. It's for you. This message found you for a reason, and if you made it this far, that reason is clear. You're not here to chase the noise. You're here to hold the frequency. So hold it. Trust it. Chosen one, you've crossed the threshold. You've said no to the noise, yes to the stillness, and yes to your sacred evolution. Now the cosmic reward begins to unfold. The moment you chose to unplug, you created space. And in that space, you gave the universe permission to move, to speak, to deliver. Most people don't. Understand this. They think action means doing more. You know better now. You've learned that true action is alignment. True readiness is receiving. True power is not in how fast you move, but in how still you can stay when the world gets loud. So, what's happening in your field now? Let's go deeper. There's a phenomenon in energy work called the void phase. It's the space between who you were and who you are becoming. And tonight, by disconnecting, you entered that void consciously. Now, in this phase, things may feel strange. You might lose interest in people or topics that once excited you. Foods may suddenly feel too heavy, too artificial. Sleep patterns may shift, vivid dreams, or sudden insomnia. You may wake at 3 a.m. feeling wired, even without caffeine. Your intuition becomes louder, even when you weren't seeking answers. This is not disorientation. This is dimensional detox. Your field is expelling residue from a frequency you no longer belong to. Tonight wasn't just about putting your phone down. It was about leaving the matrix temporarily, so your true blueprint could emerge. That blueprint is ancient, encoded, and every once in a while, the universe whispers, "It's time to update." This was one of those times. You may have felt it earlier in the week. A restlessness, not sadness, not stress, just an itch in the soul. That was the activation warming up, preparing your field, testing your willingness. You passed that test. Now, you'll start to see the results of that choice in the physical. Watch for people fading away. Not out of drama, but alignment. Ideas landing quickly, ones that feel fresh, inspired, and uniquely yours. Opportunities looping back from months or years ago, now returning with better timing. Gut clarity, an inner yes or no that feels impossible to ignore. But here's the catch. You must protect the download. Imagine your soul as a device. Tonight, it received a software update. Would you immediately install a virus after? No. And yet, that's what many people do. They receive a divine upgrade, then return to gossip, distraction, or low vibration spaces, and corrupt the file. Chosen one, guard your field, especially over the next 72 hours. This window is called the anchor period, where the spiritual merges with the physical. During this time, your reality begins to reorganize around your new frequency. What does that mean? You'll feel drawn to clean or rearrange your space. Do it. You'll feel nudged to rest. Honor it. A name may flash in your mind. Reach out or release it. You may hear a phrase repeatedly. Look deeper. These aren't coincidences. They're instructions. You've entered the dialogue with the divine. But don't expect it to sound like thunder. It will whisper through intuition, through synchronicity, through things others will overlook. But you won't. Why? Because you're not just sensitive. You're selected. You didn't come to this world to drown in noise. You came to remember truth and guide others out of the illusion by your embodiment, not by preaching. And this is where many chosen ones falter. They get the message, they feel the shift, but then they second guess. They ask, was that real? What if I imagined it? Why don't others feel it like I do? Let me be clear, you didn't imagine it. You didn't make it up. This isn't wishful thinking, it's energetic reality. And it's very real for those who are awake. You're not like others. That's not ego. It's assignment. You were chosen because you hear what others can't, feel what others suppress, see what others deny. So yes, you'll feel alone sometimes, but solitude is not punishment. It's preparation. And this preparation, it's accelerating. Why now? Why Sept 13? Because astrologically, this season carries precise spiritual tension. The days between the last new moon and the approaching full moon are bridging periods, moments of spiritual choice. And tonight is the center of that bridge. Those who remain plugged in, distracted, overstimulated, they'll miss it. They'll feel the turbulence, but not the insight. They'll chase clarity, but never anchor it. But not you. You chose different. You chose silence. You chose space. And that choice will echo. In the coming weeks, expect what we call energetic echoes. Evidence of your upgrade. You'll start responding instead of reacting, desiring peace over stimulation, noticing how you impact a room without speaking, feeling truth in your body, instantly. These are not mood swings, they're alignment indicators. But again, protect your field. Limit media intake. Choose quality over quantity in conversations. Avoid filler content. Clean your physical space. And most of all, keep listening. The next set of instructions will come not when you beg, but when you trust. Here's a practice to support that trust. Each morning for the next 3 days. Before touching your phone, sit up in bed, 2 or 3. Put one hand over your heart, one on your solar plexus. 5. Breathe deeply 7 times. 7. Whisper, I receive. I remember. I respond. 8. That's your alignment code. Let it tune. You let it remind you. Let it carry the momentum from tonight. Because this wasn't just about Sept. 13. It's about the path unfolding. After. It's about who you become when you unplug, who you attract, when you stop chasing, what you remember when you stop distracting. That version of you, she's ready. He's rising. They're emerging. So don't dim again. Don't go back to noise because silence felt unfamiliar. You weren't made for static. You were made for signal. And tonight, that signal was sent. Seal it. In the comments, drop, I am anchored in silence, or type 777 if you're ready to receive what this timeline has been holding for you. And don't forget, share what moment hit your soul. Subscribe so you're notified the moment the next activation drops. And if you see this before sleep, put the phone down. Your soul is waiting to speak. This message found you because you're not here by accident. You are here to align, to rise, to become. So, unplug.anchor.ascend. The universe is still building, and you, chosen one, are the foundation. Chosen one. This is where the deeper work begins. Now that you've made space and declared alignment, the universe isn't just watching. It's responding. There are certain nights, sacred, coded, destined, that carry more weight than others. September 13th was one of them. Not because it was loud, but because it was quiet. This is where the unseen becomes active. Energetic contracts, long prepared in the background, begin to take effect. Your prayers, whispered into pillows, cried into the dark, held in silence. They've been received, not lost, not delayed. Received, but chosen one. Receiving isn't always followed by instant result. It's often followed by divine rearrangement. So don't be surprised if certain people begin acting distant or odd. Opportunities you were sure about suddenly fall away. You're pulled to leave routines you were once attached to. You feel a sudden internal no to something you were chasing just days ago. This isn't confusion, it's calibration. You see, when your frequency rises, your field becomes magnetic, but also selective. Not everything, and not everyone, can meet you where you're going. And that's not arrogance, it's alignment. The phone you unplugged from last night? It's symbolic of a bigger truth, because more than your device, you disconnected from the frequencies of distraction, from low-grade stimuli, from the collective fog that numbs the soul. That fog is thick out there, and it wraps itself in trends, in urgency, in shallow validation. But you're breathing above it now, and from this vantage point, new patterns emerge. You see how little noise truly matters. You notice energy more than words. You stop rushing and start trusting. The upgrades you've received are not abstract. They're instructional. And like any sacred instruction, they require integration. Here's how to integrate the energy you received last night. Choose. Inputs with intention. Your nervous system is sensitive now. Don't flood it with chaotic energy. Curate your music, your feeds, your conversations. Less scrolling, more stillness, less reaction, more reflection. Create space to channel. There's creative energy building in you. Don't wait until you're ready. Start now. Journal. Speak aloud. Record dreams. Even if it makes no sense yet, move the energy. Protect your first hour after waking. Your morning is a blueprint. Avoid grabbing your phone first. Let silence anchor your day before the world enters it. Onotitoran. Tini. Tars. Your body's instincts craving more rest, more hydration, different foods. That's your intuition fine-tuning your vessel. Listen. Anchor your environment. Rearrange your space to match your new energy. Even small changes. A new candle, a cleared drawer, a cleaned surface. Send a signal to the universe. I'm making room for what I called in. And lastly, 6. Stay in dialogue. You're in an ongoing exchange with the divine. Ask, pause, listen, repeat. You won't always get words, but you'll always get confirmation through energy, symbols, and resonance. Now, let's speak plainly for a moment. The world is at a tipping point, not just geopolitically, but spiritually. We are witnessing a collective distraction epidemic. People are losing themselves in loops of fear, comparison, and digital sedation. But chosen one, you're not here to sleepwalk. You're here to build frequency bridges. You'll do it by being fully present in your moment, while remembering your mission, by mastering silence, while speaking powerfully when the moment calls, by detaching from chaos, while staying anchored in compassion. This duality, it's not easy, but it's what you were built for. You've noticed how people are drawn to your calm, your words, your stillness, even when you're not trying. That's because your energy teaches louder than your mouth. So don't underestimate your impact. Even when you feel quiet, you are shifting timelines. Even when you're alone, you are transmitting guidance into the field. You're not just receiving energy, you are now emitting it. You've become a transmitter of codes. This is why the unplugging was necessary. 2. Remind your soul how to transmit without interference. And now that you have, a new phase begins. Expect the unexpected. Strangers may speak to you with sudden familiarity. You may attract synchronicities with eerie precision. You may find yourself in the right place, at the right time, with no explanation. These are not random. They are responses. The field is alive, and you're speaking its language. So, chosen one, before we close this transmission, here's a final practice. Tonight, 24 hours after your unplugging, write a letter, not to someone else, to yourself. The you from tomorrow. The version of you who's already anchored, already aligned, already at peace. Begin with, Dear me, I saw you coming. Write as if you've already arrived. Describe the peace, the confidence, the clarity. Let your own words become your prophecy. Seal the letter. Tuck it somewhere sacred. Revisit it on the next full moon. You'll be surprised by how much of it came true. Because you're not manifesting by force. You're aligning by frequency. You're not chasing timelines. You're becoming the timeline. Chosen one, you've done more than you think. Last night wasn't just a pause, it was a portal. And now, you've walked through it. So, type 888 in the comments if you feel the shift. Type I transmit peace if you're ready to become the signal, not just receive it. And don't forget, subscribe, because this isn't the end of your activation, it's just the beginning of a higher broadcast. Stay tuned, stay grounded, and stay in your frequency. The universe is still moving pieces, and you, Chosen One, are the master key. Chosen One, if you made it here, that's not a coincidence, that's alignment. You were meant to hear this message, in this exact moment, because something within you is waking up. Something ancient, powerful, and ready. The energy you received tonight wasn't random. It was a cosmic response to the silent work you've been doing. The healing, the questioning, the letting go. You're not behind. You're not lost. You're in transition. And transitions can feel like emptiness before they reveal themselves as upgrades. So honor this space you've entered. Protect it. Nourish it. Let the silence you experience tonight become a new rhythm, a sacred pause, a daily ritual that brings you closer to who you truly are. And as you move forward, don't forget, you are not walking this path alone. Thousands of chosen ones across the planet are receiving similar downloads, nudges, and signs. We're a scattered tribe, but we're synchronizing. So, if this message found you, let it anchor you. Let it remind you that your path is unfolding exactly as it should. Type "I'm tuned in the comments if you felt the shift. Drop a 777 if you're staying aligned, and share this with another chosen one who needs to hear it. Subscribe to stay in this frequency, because this isn't the end. It's the beginning of a higher chapter. And in that chapter, chosen one, you are the signal, you are the vessel, you are the shift. Until next time, stay grounded, stay sovereign, and stay in tune with the divine rhythm guiding you forward.